You want the thesis up front. Space Adventure Cobra. The Awakening is the most faithful anime adaptation of 2025, and also the most likely to make you mutter at your controller. If you grew up on Buichi Terasawa's swaggering space pirate, this is catnip. If you grew up on precision platformers, brace for some sand in the gears. Context first. Developed by Magic Pockets and published by Microids, The Awakening adapts the first 12 episodes of the 1982-83 TV series, chiefly the Three Sisters and Ultimate Weapon arcs, and stitches in loads of show footage. You're blasting with Cobra's iconic Psychogun, swapping to a Colt Python when shields say nope, grappling across gaps, and air dashing through boss bullet curtains. It's 2D run and gun with some light Metroidvania spice, 3 difficulties, frequent checkpoints, and a separate 2-player co-op mode where player 2 gets to jump in as Lady Armoroid for a little heist-flavored side action. Here's why reviews are split. PlayStation lifestyle vibes with it. Polished combat loops, true to anime arsenal, chunky charge shots that chew through crowds, and fair difficulty thanks to generous checkpoints. Over in Italian press, the game's machine is harsher. Control mapping sins, awkward grappling, weird aiming constraints, think revolver firing strictly horizontal, no simple crouch to line up a shot, and some how did this ship edge cases with magnet boots and traversal. OG connected lands in the middle. Gorgeous presentation, great music, even an English dub for the anime segments, but level design feels archaic and some polish is missing. So what's on the stick and why does it matter? The Psychogun is your bread and butter. You can plant your feet to aim deliberately, fire a charge you can steer mid-flight, very Nikita missile energy, and pop a screen clear special by burning meter. That interplay is fun. It lets you manage crowded lanes and snipe weak points without turning the whole game into a twitch fest. Pattern interrupt. The Colt Python isn't a downgrade, it's a tool. Shields, switch to the Colt, pop the blocker, then swap back to Psychogun and finish the job. The game wants you juggling. Where the friction starts is movement married to aiming. Some versions map fire to a shoulder and want your thumb on jump and dash while your index squeezes R2. You adapt, but it's not an immediate feels perfect layout. The grappling hook spacing is finicky, gaps that feel one tile too long, chains that are too near to comfortably dash between. So early stages teach you the timing by punishing misses. Meanwhile, late game boss patterns assume you've learned air dash rhythm and will absolutely smack you until you do. Good news. Frequent checkpoints keep it thrilling instead of soul crushing. Bad news. You'll still replay tricky segments enough to notice the seams. Presentation? That's the love letter. A fresh animated opener, cel-shaded characters that pop, backgrounds with real parallax life, and a soundtrack that nails the series' jazzy 70s funk DNA. The cutscenes are plentiful. Yes, actual anime clips, which means newcomers can follow the plot, not just vibe. Koji points out those clips are lower res and cropped from 4:3 to widescreen. It's a trade-off. Authenticity over pristine image quality. Also worth noting for regional folks. One outlet calls out missing local language support. Meanwhile, another highlights full English voiceover. Translation. English VO is in, but don't expect every language under the sun. Let's talk feel. When this game sings, it's because the Psychogun's charge and steer loop dovetails with enemy layouts and you flow. Lock a lane, thread a curve shot, dash through a gap, pop a melee to crack a shielded pest and keep moving. You'll hit sequences that feel like a bullet hell cameo, and they slap. The scoring at the end of episodes, time, kills, collectibles, adds replay hooks, and the design deliberately leaves some secrets gated behind later power-ups. That keeps the 12-episode structure from feeling disposable. Now the rub, level design sometimes leans on off-screen hazards or trial and error reveals. You'll occasionally jump into something you couldn't see yet, or get stuck with an enemy placed in a way that clashes with your stick-to-surface behavior. The platforming isn't broken, it's just legacy. Think this would have blown minds on a Saturn rather than built like a 2025 indie precision platformer. If you can recalibrate to that era, you'll grin. If you can't, you'll grumble. Price reality check. Regional tags vary budget on PC, higher on console, and there's a pricier all-content edition out there. The value proposition maps to your nostalgia threshold. If the words Crystal Bowie make you smile, you'll feel the production punching above budget. If you came for a modern gold standard platformer, wait for a sale and thank yourself later. Quick spoiler in 3, 2, 1. The campaign runs through the early showdown threads with Crystal Bowie Boy and wraps the ultimate weapon arc while setting the table for the truly bonkers late series stuff. It's an intentional slice, not the whole pie, and it tees up a sequel cleanly. Spoilers over. So who is this for? Anime purists who want a playable museum piece that respects the tone, music, and swagger by. Run and gun fans who can tolerate a few creaky joints because the gun feel and scoring loop are legit, strong maybe. Platformer snobs who demand immaculate inputs and fresh design in every room. Wishlist and watch for patches sales. Where the critics disagree, they're both right. If you rate on faithful adaptation with crunchy shooting, it's a win. If you rate on platforming craft and modern level logic, it's mid-veteran game's take. It's a flawed charmer. When it clicks, you feel like a space-age Lupin with a laser arm. When it trips, you feel like you're arguing with a museum exhibit. If that trade sounds fair, jump in. If this kind of no BS deep dive earns a spot in your feed, hitch a ride with Veteran Game and hit subscribe. If you're nodding or fuming, drop a like so this take survives the algorithm. Final spark to light the comments. Is anime accurate jank included better than a looser, modernized adaptation that ditches the quirks? Where's your line between reverence and reinvention?